Hi, my name is Jake Roussel. This is my second semester, spring 2019, at Texas Tech University. This is my video about the structure of the eye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will now discuss the parts of the eye. First, we have the ciliary body. The ciliary body is the part of the eye that connects the iris to the choroid. Um, it has a bunch of muscles in it that also alter the shape of the lens. This also provides what's called accommodation. Next up, we have the suspensory ligaments. They are long, thin fibers which connect the lens to the ciliary muscles. Our third part is the aqueous. It is the watery substance that fills the space between the cornea and the lens, providing nutrients for all the parts around it. Uh, it runs through the anterior chamber of the eyeball. Next, we have the cornea. It is the transparent part of the outer layer of the eye. It has the most refraction of the eye, and that means focal point. It is the only transparent part of the body. Next up is the pupil. It is the hole, yes, it's a hole, at the center of the iris where light passes through. It often appears black because so little light comes from the chamber behind it. Next, we have the lens. It provides the second most amount of refraction in the eye. It is also transparent. It lives behind the iris. It manipulates itself to access light, so therefore it changes its curvature a lot. So, yeah, it's very resilient, and cataracts form there. Okay, guys, next up is the iris. It is the colored part of the eye. It contains the pupil. Uh, the iris controls the amount of light that passes through, making the pupil larger or smaller. Sometimes people will say that if you're scared, the iris kind of opens it up more, so you have more ability to focus around you. So, aqueous flows to the canal of Schlemm, where the canal of Schlemm disperses it through the venous system of the body. The aqueous flows through the trabecular meshwork, which is a band around the iris, and the aqueous flows around there until it drops off into the canal of Schlemm, where it is delivered throughout the venous system of the body. Number 9 is the conjunctiva. It is a clear membrane that covers the sclera and also lines the inner portion of the eyelids. Next is the ora serrata. It is the portion of the inner eye where the retina ends and where you can finally see the layer of the choroid. Next, we have the vitreous. It is clear and jelly-like. It fills the posterior segment of the eye behind the lens. A long array of fibers. Oh, this is the optic nerve, I'm sorry. Optic nerve. It's a bunch of fibers that carries vision signals from the retina to the brain. Up next is the optic disc. It is the head of the optic nerve, where ganglion cells leave. There are no photoreceptors there, which is why this is also known as the proverbial blind spot. Up next is sophobia. It has the highest concentration of cones. It's in the central area of the macula. This is the only point in the eye where we have 20/20 vision. Now we have the macula. It's a small part of the retina that contains mostly cones. This is the area that causes high visual acuity. Up next is the retina. It is the inner lining of the back of the chamber of the eye. It contains many rods and cones. Eye passes through the pupil. Light passes through the pupil, which hits the rods and cones, causing light rays. These rays are then sent by electric impulses to the brain, which goes to the optic nerve. Number 17, the choroid. It's a layer between the sclera and the retina. It's mostly of blood vessels, which provide food for the retina. Last but not least is the sclera. It is the white, tough, protective layer of the eye. And well, everyone's got eye jokes. I had bad eyes, so I have jokes. People always have jokes. But I say, the cornea, the better.